Hey guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. This is a price update on Polkadot. We'll have a look at some key levels as usual. We try to cover this at least every week to 10 days and take a look at those levels that we could potentially use to our advantage, whether that's looking to buy or looking to sell to take profit. Price action over the course of the last week really has been quite decent. I mean, we've had that obviously that wick down there to that $14 region, but ever since then we've been on a fairly decent rise. If you look at the very low point there to the current highest point, we've done a 37% rise from them below, so that's decent. It's not a bad sign. I mean, if you look at the overall picture, we are still trending downwards. Ever since we hit those all-time highs up at $54, price action has continued to dwindle, but this is a project which, in my opinion, is probably fundamentally one of the best out there in terms of blockchain capabilities and usage and how the blockchain's built in terms of all the power chains that are on top of it, the ecosystem. I just think it's one of the best ones out there, and for me, I don't think it saw the necessary price action last year to get too bullish about, but other fundamentals really stack up. So it didn't do such good rallies like Avalanche and Solana, but the network itself is, in my opinion, a lot stronger and a lot more usable. I think, like I say, this is going to be a long-term project where you invest now and you're obviously going to take profit and way up, but this is a multi-year hold, in my opinion. And I managed to buy my Polkadot back down here. I managed to get all mine sub $5, and then I think I bought some more around here. I'm just loading up as much as I can. I'm currently staking my DOT on the Fearless wallet, so that's something to check out as well. I think it's currently around 15% per year, so if you've got a decent bag of Polkadot and you're waiting long term, there's no harm in getting it in staking. So at least go and check it out. Staking, passive income, I can't bang on about it much. It's definitely the best way to make money, especially in bearish periods like this. So the price currently at $18.89. Probably in the previous video I would have said, look, price action is not looking too good. Start laddering orders in from around here at $16 all the way down to $10.56. I would have mentioned that level because it is a clear level. If you can look into history, back in January 21, so we're talking 14, 15 months ago, it was a key level of resistance around here before the price action then did go up and went to create some new all-time highs. We then come back down here back in July, so that's around mid-year. What happened then? We went on to create some new all-time highs. I think there's that possibility that we could happen for third time lucky if the prices continue to drop. I mean, Bitcoin's kind of trying to reclaim 41k. I think 42k is that critical area we need to get back above. But if it does dump again, it will drag all the market down with it. And just be wary, if it did, this would be just an unbelievable opportunity where we could buy and then hopefully go on to create some new all-time highs. So for me, I would be considering laddering orders in from potentially around the bottom of all these wicks here. If you look at all this area around here, it is a decent area of demand. If you look every time we got down here, it pretty much bounced. It bounced twice there. Had a couple of wicks below it. We had no closures below that level, and then we pushed on. So that is pretty much the demand area that we really should be considering to start buying from. So that's around $16.50, let's call that. Ladder orders in, maybe 2 to 3 orders, all the way down to $10.36. Let's call it $10. So that's levels to buy. I think the price action in terms of which direction we're going is very uncertain. It's quite an uncertain time. I think so much life has been dragged out of cryptocurrency over the last 4 months. It's just been... I feel like there's been more life dragged out of this than back in 2018 when we had the major start of that major 3-year bear cycle. I think this seems worse, to be honest. I think the last 4 months have just been abysmal, and views are down, price action is down, volume's down, everything's down, and fear and greed index is extreme fear. Usually, whenever all these signs are in place, ironically, it's the best time to buy. So that's why I would be considering buying at this level and laddering down. Looking at RSI, it's around mid-ground, so we've got plenty of room to drop, but also plenty of room to grow too. Moving averages, I use the 50 and the 20, and as you can see, we've had a bearish cross back then, back in November of last year. Pretty much most altcoins did hit some highs around October, November time, and then we've sold off since then. Price actually has continued to drop, and we've had a few rejections off a moving average 50, and we're currently, if you look now, we're rejecting off at 50. for any bullish narrative, we need to get back above his 50, get a few candle closures, and hopefully over the course of the next few weeks, form a bit of a bullish cross, and then price action may use that as support. We've got back above a 20, which is a great sign usually. Whenever I'm looking to trade, I would look to take profit over 20, so that'd have been $17, and look to take profit here. If we do manage to get some closures on the daily time frame above that 50 though, I think it will be a great sign of some potential long-term growth. As you can see, these crosses are over a longer period. So we had a bullish cross August 21, bearish cross. So you're talking every 4 to 5 months you could expect a directional change in price action. And this, for me, that is not the top. This is a multi-$100 asset at some stage in the future. So that's the 50s and the 20s. Looking at the daily average 200, usually bullish price action needs to be above that 200. That's at $29. That's a long way off, so we're not going to look at that. And then in terms of structure, what we have created so far is a higher low. That's a good sign. Next, we need to push on and really start closing some candles above $19, $20. When we get above there, we will form a higher high. That is good for structure. We'll then come back down and form a higher low, and hopefully, fingers crossed, really start to build up some building blocks for some price action to a positive upside. So that's going to be it really. In terms of buying zones, that's covered. Actually, we're not covered any sell zones where you should look to take profit. We'll cover that, and then we'll just take a look at something else on the BTC chart. So the clear elephant in the room is this major level of resistance here. We're wicked down back at 22.78, and you can see a resistance level here and a support level there. That is the first area I'm going to consider taking some profit. So that's at 22.70, let's call that. That's the first area to take profit. And then once we do get back above there, I'll jump into another video and start looking at taking some major profit levels. Over the longer horizon though, these red levels are my take profit regions. We've got all-time high at 55, we've got 46, and then 37. I'll be using probably 15-20% of my bag to take some significant profit off the table. Whether that's to buy back in or just to spend on life or in general something else in terms of crypto. Remember, taking profit is king, so make sure if you don't really follow charts, or if you do, learn to plot some places where you're going to take profit. Once you get to those levels, take profit, move on, try something new. So that's it in terms of price analysis for Polkadot. We'll just take a quick look at a BTC pair in which I'm still a little bit bearish on Satoshi pairs. I'm expecting Bitcoin to rally at some stage. If that does happen, Satoshis will feel the burn. And if you're looking to buy, look down here at 3,600 Satoshis. I think that's a decent level. Maybe a few added in down to 3,200. I think those are key levels for you to take. And then what we're not going to do, we're not going to look into any profit levels for BTC pairings yet. I think that's a long way off, but we'll just identify that buy zone 3,600 down to 3,200 Satoshis. And that's it. That's going to do it for today. That's the weekly update on Polkadot. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you do hit that like button. Also, if you want me to cover any other assets, comment in the box below and I will try to cover them over on this channel.